Hello, welcome to the Riches and Simple Living. Losing my voice. My name's Maria. If you're new here, I vlog mainly about homeschooling, urban homesteading and home life, which normally incorporates cooking with my air fryer. And today I'm going to be doing just that. I'm going to follow a new recipe with my air fryer. I'm going to make biscuits. Now, I've never made biscuits in the air fryer before. In fact, the air fryer is quite new to me. I haven't made a great deal of things. The only things that I've made in it are what you'll see in my videos. So I thought we'll give it a go and we'll see. They're called Fork Biscuits. I have made the Fork Biscuits before, but I've done them in the oven, never tried the air fryer. So I thought we'll have a go together. So I'm going to make the mix for it first. I'm going to bring you down so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. You can see there, I think, can't you? So you don't need many ingredients, just 3 ingredients: margarine or butter, whichever you prefer, sugar and self-raising flour. So I'm going to start by putting the butter, margarine in my case, into a bowl, and we're going to beat it, soften it a bit, although it's been stood for a little while, so it probably is quite soft. I was doing this video a little while ago. I'd set out to do it, then I went outside, put something on the line, got talking with my brother who lives back to back with me. So now the margarine's been stood a while, so it's quite soft. So we went talking. There was about an hour. But as you can see, because it's marine's soft anyway, but it's really soft. I don't really need to beat that too much. So then we're going to beat the sugar in, a bit at a time, the recipe says. I can't remember where I got this recipe because it's actually written down in my recipe book. It's a little journal and you write recipes down. You know how normally you write them on the back covers of cooking books and things like that, or we have slips of paper everywhere with little recipes on that we've found. Well, I bought a journal years ago and it's been really useful because I've been able to transfer all those recipes into the journal. And it's really good. So we'll mix sugar in and put a bit more in there. In fact, we'll put it all in there, eh? We'll just pop the bowls behind us. It's nice and easy to make and quick to make, and they don't take long in the oven either. I mean, if you've not got an air fryer and you want to do them in the oven, I think they just go on gas mark for, I'm not sure about the other temperatures though. I'd have to have a look. I've just got written down gas mark for because I've got a gas oven, and that is for 15 to 20 minutes in the oven, but I will jot it all down in the description box. I'll write it all down. Air fryer recipe, providing it's worked out, and also the oven method in case you don't have an air fryer. So I think we've mixed that enough now. Lots of sugar. So now we're going to put some flour in. So we had 4 ounces of butter or margarine, whichever. 2 ounces of caster sugar. Now we're going to put in 5 ounces of flour. So if I just put half of it in to start with. So I don't like all the puffy bits. Oh dear. I always get it over the edge no matter what I do. So we'll just mix that in. And it should form like a bit like a paste, a doughy sort of formation. So we'll do it a bit slower, try not to get it over the edge this time. I'm terrible for that. I always find it's harder to mix. Once it gets thicker, it gets quite hard. I got to watch because it goes a bit like breadcrumbs. Try and bind it together. Do it slowly. So yeah, I was just outside actually talking to my brother, and we were discussing what we're planting because my husband's in the garden planting leeks at the minute, and we were discussing what we're planting, and you know, and what we cook with things and whatnot. And I was thinking, oh, how nice it'll be to try and do some recipes with things from the garden. You can't get healthier than that, straight from the garden to the table. I mean, in supermarkets they say things are fresh, but you look at the labels on some things, they've travelled halfway across the world to get to your supermarket, and I don't see how that can be fresh. But it's not like the garden. I do love growing things in the garden. Right, I think we're going to knead this a bit now. So let's roll my sleeves up. Because it says to knead into make 16 little balls, I don't know if I'll get 16 out of it. But we'll knead it to a dough anyway. Put that behind us, out of the way. In trouble, I'd love a bigger kitchen. I think I say that every time, don't I? In fact, all the houses I've ever lived in, I've never had a big kitchen, never. So, it's coming together now. I think that's nice and firm. Don't want to overdo it, or I'm going to make it too soft. That'll be okay. So, as you can see, we've got a nice, like a dough ball with it. So what we're going to do next, we're going to take bits off it, about the size of a walnut it says, so we just take pieces off it, and then we will set them onto some baking paper, I was going to say powder, baking paper, and we'll try it in the air fryer. So I've lined the pan of the air fryer. I've lined it with some grease-proof paper, which are made for air fryers, but I've flattened it out so it can fit in all the way across. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out, because I wasn't sure whether I should put like a dish or something in there and put them on them and cook them, or just set it onto the grease-proof parchment and do it like that. So I've decided I'm going to do it like that, so at least it won't drip through, and we'll see how it does. So what we're going to do now then is make little biscuits. I probably won't get them all in one go. I'll probably have to do them in 2 batches, but as long as I do the first lot and you can see if it works or not, because if it doesn't, I won't bother doing the second lot in there. I'll do them in the oven. So I'll just bring you down, and then we can just make some dough. I've got a little bit of pastry, a little bit of flour actually to put on here, just so it doesn't stick. And we're going to break, move that out of the way because you can't see, just break little pieces off. And if that's the size of a walnut, we'll do it round like that. We'll get a bit of water on a fork, and it says just to press them down like that. So, and as you can see, it makes a nice little shape. So we'll put them on like that. I'll show you that bit in a minute. We'll just do them first and see how many. We might get it all in there, I don't know. We'll see what it does. So we'll press it down. Trouble is I can get a bit carried away and tend to pull off too big a chunk of it. I mustn't do that. Right. So we want small chunks. Walnut size pieces. So roll it. Pop it on there. Oh, let's get some water on it. Just press it. Put it in. I don't know if I will get all this. I might have to do it in 2 lots. But like I say, if it doesn't work out, if I am doing it in 2 lots, I forgot to put water on my thing then, didn't I? That's why it's stuck. If I am doing it in 2 lots, then I will do the second lot in the oven if it doesn't work in the air fryer. But so far I've been lucky, everything has worked out I've done, but there's going to be a first, that's for sure. So I'm going to keep rolling these and I'll come back to you when it's all rolled. Right, so that's what they look like. I've got 3, 6, 10 in there. I don't put them too close together because I don't know how much they'll rise. So I've left it with that. I've got some mix left. So like I say, I'll either do the second lot in here or in the oven. But we'll just demonstrate with these to see how they turn out. So we'll put them in the air fryer. I think I'll have to swing you up a bit so you can see. There we go. You have to excuse all the mess because, like I say, there's just no room. So we'll put them in there. Now, what did I do with my book? We'll have a look how long we need to do them for. So it says to air fry at 140 degrees centigrade for 16 minutes, I think it was. That's the longest amount of minutes. So we'll switch it on. Oh, I've got flour all over it now. Air fry. Did I say 140? I will just check. Let me just check to make sure I've got it right. I think I said 140, yeah, and 16 minutes. I've got the 6 in my head, you see. Right then, we'll go down to 16 minutes. Okay, and off we go. So we'll see how they turn out. I mean, I've got a bit more dough in. Like I say, we'll do that in a bit. And once they're done, we'll come back and see whether it's worked in there or not. So the air fryer's just dinged. We'll have a look how the biscuits have turned out. I'll bring you down a little bit so you can see. Oh, they don't look too bad. So, they don't look too bad. Pop it there. They feel soft, but I'm not sure whether that's because obviously they've just come out in the warm. I assume it is. So what we'll do, we'll take them out of here and we'll put them on the plate and then you can see what they look like better. Right, they've cooled a little bit now, so I'm going to test them. I'll break one in half. So it's cooked nice in the middle. Sort of a bit spongified, but not, if you know what I mean. So we'll have a little taste. That tastes lovely. It's really nice. Buttery tasting, or in my case, margarine tasting. But yeah, got that like buttery taste, like a crunchy outer and softer in the middle. And it's definitely cooked in the middle. I mean, you can see there. It's like spongy. It's really nice, ever so nice. Wouldn't dip them in my tea though. But yeah, that tastes really lovely, really nice. So because this batch turned out, I have actually done another batch, put the other lot in. And so, you know, I'll put them all together and then we'll enjoy them at tea time. So very nice. Didn't take long to do either, 16 minutes. Very quick to make, as you saw, very easy to make. A really nice treat, very nice treat to have. So that's that for this week. That's the Fork Biscuits. I'm very happy that they were successful. I wasn't sure whether they would be because I've never tried biscuits. I wasn't sure how they'd turn out. And I was a little worried as well about putting them into the air fryer without a pan around them, because when you do them in the oven, you tend to put them on a greased tray and do them in there. I was thinking in there, oh, would they blow up, rise? Would they sort of go over? I didn't know if they'd get messy or whatnot, but I'm really pleased with how they turned out. So yeah, like I say, that's up for this week. Now next week I'll be back on Tuesday with a homeschool video vlog, but it's a collaboration this time and it's hosted by Victoria from Home Educating the Mad Lads. And the topic is going to be homeschool meetups. So that's, for those who don't know, is like you know, meeting up in groups with other homeschoolers, parents and children, and maybe doing things together like that. So we're going to be talking about the highs and lows and what have you, all about that. Mine's going to be quite different from the others, but you'll find out why on Tuesday. And then Friday of next week, I should come back with another air fryer recipe. We'll have a look what we can do next week. So yeah, Tuesday's the homeschool collaboration video vlog. And I'm not sure whether they're called videos or vlogs, you know. And then Friday, we'll do another air fryer recipe. So until then, have a really good weekend and take care of yourselves, everybody. Bye.